Dave, mate. Can't thank you enough for taking the time. Great to follow up with you after your original interview that little bit of time back.
No worries.
So you're here in sunny Wollongong at the lovely Anita's Theatre, and we recently had Postmodern Jukebox here, so some of our viewers have already seen this lovely theatre. How's the tour been going so far?
Yeah, great. Really good.
Good response?
Well received.
Yeah,
A lot of fun. We did lots of different tunes and, people really relate to them. So
Actually, that's probably a good first question. I assume you're sticking to a fairly rigid set list, given that you're on tour and it's hard to sort of mix, or are you mixing things up a little bit, or?
Just little edits along the way.
Yeah, it's hard to,
that we could have put a song that works better in there, but generally we're kind of 90%,
makes
95%
sense.
there,
Yeah, you got a good set list, why change it?
Yeah.
So, so let's run it through your rig. For those of you that obviously watch Hindley Street Country Club's videos, the Kronos has been front and centre throughout, and it's lovely to see two of them. I assume, there's there's both Kronoses.
Yeah.
So tell us about your history with the Kronos and how, they are still the go-to workstation.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I've been a Korg man all my life through the M1, Trinity, Trident, all of that. You want to keep the rig simple in this situation, so I tour with one Kronos.
Yep.
And then I get backline
the second
one.
Okay.
And ideally that's got redundancy for, if something was to go down, I've still got Jordan.
What's going on here? Hey.
Oh, he's a celebrity. Didn't you know he's a celebrity?
Oh, Dave Ross all of a sudden.
Yeah. So anyway,
Tell us, Dave.
This
The other
Jordan,
features
ladies
are,
and gentlemen.
Jordan. Again, most Hindley Street people well and truly know Jordan and his beautiful voice.
What's going on here?
All right. So basically, just everything comes out of the Kronos.
You got two Kronoses.
I have.
So what's happening there?
Well, good question. Really good question. Essentially, on the gig, the bottom Kronos is acting as a controller.
Yep.
So I'm just MIDI out of there into MIDI in. Oh. And so for each tune, I've got a different combination. And Korg has the set list where I can go through, I can name it. It could be in the set, it could be a combination, it could be a program, it could be a sequence. With this, everything's live.
That's
so
right.
It's all combinations. And so I just order them in the way we go through the set. Basically.
So it's interesting you say controller. So you, rather than having to load patches into your backline gear, you're essentially just controlling your patches you've already got loaded into your unit. Yeah, that's great.
So
you heard it here first. You heard it exclusive.
Yeah. But I've loaded my sounds into the bottom one as well.
Yeah. Oh, you have? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have. So if something went down,
you can switch straight over you. That makes sense. Yeah.
So, and essentially that is the rig. That's the way I run it. And so each, because it's got all the different engines in it, the pianos, the organs,
it's got
everything. I've got all my sample library loaded in into there. And I guess that to make things easy, if you want to come around the back,
I'll follow you.
I'll show you what come around. So I've just got an 8-way 8-way loom here, and they're all numbered. So 1 and 2 is my left and right. 3 and 4 go down to my pedals, and 7 and 8 go down to my pedals. So that loom finishes off here.
So that's the advantage of the Kronos.
1 and 2 goes into the DI. 3 and 4 into these pedals here, and 7 or 8 go here. I've got my receiver there for my headset, which is hanging here. So I'll demonstrate that in a minute.
It's actually the first time he's actually plugged anything in.
Again, you heard it here first.
It's the first gig that he's had things plugged in. It's just pointing that out.
So I just got my receiver here, and that's in the loom and comes into the audio input there.
Yeah, okay.
So, and then my damper pedals. Again, I'm using the Boss pedals. I like them because, as most keyboard players knows, the issues you have with sustain pedals with cables going down.
Yeah.
And I've got I've got a spare here, so if something doesn't work,
the redundancy
I've got
as well.
I've got a spare one there. Yeah, we'll go back around there.
This is all making the final cut, you realise.
Cool. So yeah, so
And so you're using
like
in-ears,
that.
but then obviously you've got...
no, I haven't got any ears. I'm just using I'm just going fold back. So just
Oh, I see what you mean. So you're using the... Yeah, sorry, I see what you're
Headset,
doing. Yeah.
So we do in the air tonight, which is the only time I actually run a loop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. The classic.
Low end.
Yeah.
Just holding down my just got- So that gives you
Yeah, nice.
so that's all set up there. And I've got a couple of other things. So we do "Who Are You" in the,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
song, and what I've got is I've got the sound.
Oh, Nice.
That actually pans with the LFO.
You designed that yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I program sounds for most of our songs. So the sound is actually set up so that on the sound, when it gets to the C, I've actually cut it off.
Oh, yeah.
But what I have to do is run the in this song here. Once I start that, the click's actually going to Brad, our
Yep.
drummer,
Yep.
and then what that does is keeps this in time
Yeah, great.
all the way through.
Yeah, look, yeah.
And that's actually as it's as that's going, it's actually panning left to right, pretty hardcore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is cool. And then we've got the all of that. So I've got a few bits where I've got under
Oh, yeah.
pressure.
Yep.
So a lot of my stuff is splits everywhere. So,
Yeah, that's right.
it's not unusual to have 7 or 8 sounds going in the one song. The bits. So if we're doing Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, I've got a little guitar-y thing here. There we go. I've got strings down there on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
And I've got a little sample I put together.
Oh, yeah. Yep, nice.
Yeah, so like I said, on most songs, there's all stuff that I
That's
create
right.
at work.
I mean, it's hard to imagine, with the variety of songs Hindley Street do, it's hard to imagine a better thing than a workstation, let alone 2 workstations. So whether it's the Kronos or the montage, you'd really need a massive rig to pull off what you do otherwise.
Oh, absolutely. So, you wouldn't get away without being able to pull in some samples.
Yeah, that's right.
And the Kronos has got all of that, all the insert effects.
I can't imagine you've ever been tempted to migrate to laptop just from a stability viewpoint.
Look, stability, and I just, and also switching from song to song,
Yeah,
and with so many splits,
yeah.
I just haven't quite got there yet.
No.
In the studio,
Yeah.
native instruments all the way. For most of the stuff, you've got all my samples in there. But Kronos was does it all. And yeah, I play a little bit of guitar also.
Just because you don't have enough to do, yeah,
Yeah, I
that's good.
just haven't got enough to do, so I'm into my Digitech here, so just gives me all of that. One of the tunes we do is Feel Like the First Time,
Oh, yep.
and that's it's got this little sampley thing that goes on. And what I've done is I've set up one of my pedals down here. I've got the sound, that sound, but what I've actually done is I've put it on this note here, and it's actually playing at the moment, but I've got a gate on it. And what I've done is, so I've got a pedal down here,
Once you hit that.
so that that's going now, and so all I have to do is press this pedal and it turns the gate off. Yeah,
So that's
so
great.
there's always things that you want to try and make happen. You just got to work out how to get around them.
And I mean, I know you do this regularly, Dave, but I mean, how would you have this memorised versus do you have some sort I know I'd need a cheat sheet to remind me of the cues, or you're pretty much on top of it now?
Look, so typically when we do a song, and I think I spoke about this before,
Yeah.
I do I chart the whole thing,
That's right.
where it is with the different colours.
I was going to say the colour code. Yeah, that's right.
The
Yeah,
colour code
yeah.
notes to know where we are. But you know, it's the same when we do recordings. When we're first there and we're just running through the tunes, I have my charts. But by the time when we've run it a couple of times,
You know what
I
you're
put
up to.
charts away,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
it's just log it out of net.
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
brilliant.
yeah.
Mate, it's an absolutely brilliant rig. It obviously suits the purpose, and it's the reason why you guys are touring at the moment. And yeah, look, just can't thank you enough for taking the time running us through it.
No, it's all good.